Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Rush to Judgment. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever it is you are coming from. It is a rainy, cold Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. It is. I did not stream yesterday or do any video yesterday regarding this trial because they did have trial, but when I went to stream it last night, they didn't have it up. So I don't know if it takes them that night to process it before it can come out or what, but it was up that day or today. So we are a day behind, which doesn't usually do that, so I don't really know. Not sure exactly what happened there. But so this is yesterday's trial. Actually yesterday's footage from the Alexander Jackson trial. And if you didn't watch the first few videos of day one with the Alexander Jackson trial, which started last week on Friday, January 13th, it is a trial regarding a young man who is charged with 3 first-degree murder charges for the deaths of his mom, dad, and younger sister. He was the only survivor, and he claims that there was an intruder in his home and that he fought with said intruder. And during this altercation, he was shot in the foot. Day one, they spoke to a couple neighbors, and then they spent a lot of time talking to one of the responding officers, who was also a canine officer, and they went over his credentials, the dog's training, how the dog is trained, his specific area of which he tracked for this alleged intruder, why he didn't check this place or that place, and they spent a lot of time on whether or not a dog can pick up a track on concrete, and just trying to really invalidate the use of a tracking dog. Basically. So, yeah. And now they did his direct, they did his cross, they did his recross, and then they were done with him. But they just really tried to invalidate his doggy. That wasn't very nice. I didn't approve. And doggy wasn't here to defend herself. So, I mean, I don't really know. A dog's going to do what a dog is trained to do. And if that's what she's trained to do, and she didn't pick up on what she was. But the way it sounded like she's trained to pick up on a track, any type of track, like I don't know. It's not an exact science. Like a drug sniffing dog is there to pick up on certain drugs, and they can hit on that, but a dog is meant to pick up on a track. Like what kind of track? Like he wasn't specific. So it's not, I don't know. It just seemed really irrelevant. Like there could have been a person and the dog didn't pick it up. There may not have been a person and the dog didn't pick it up. Okay, the dog didn't really tell you anything. Dog just said there was no track to pick up. Doesn't mean there wasn't an intruder. It just means that specific dog didn't pick up a track. And he only went one way. He didn't even check the other way. Intruder could have gone multiple different ways. So, there's that. So they spent a lot of time on that for whatever reason. Reasonable doubt, I guess. I don't know. Which, I mean, it's doubtful that there was an intruder anyway. But there could have been. I'm going to need more evidence that Mr. Man over here didn't just annihilate his whole family. So, I'm going to need the state to show me that he did. So, anywho, today I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. It seems like it is a shorter day because the first day was about 7.5 hours, and this one is only 5 hours and 42 minutes. I don't know if that includes the breaks. Looks like there is some officers that are testifying. And we're going to look at some maps and watch some more videos. What's that? Oh, we got some forensics. And yeah. Well, it looks like they just kind of took out all the breaks instead of having them in here. So maybe that's why it's shorter. I don't know. Okay. Anywho, if you like what you see, make sure and like and subscribe. And also leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Guilty, not guilty, you know? I always have my initial thoughts on the subject. And then as you go through it, it's hard to steer away from your initial thoughts unless the evidence is very compelling one way. So, we'll see. We shall see. Sorry. But, okay. And also just a reminder that I am not a legal expert. I am just a average schmo over here, just talking to a camera, talking to you fine folks about these things and giving my critical judgment and opinions on how I see things. I do not specialize in anything legal, and sometimes I know things, sometimes I don't. And if I have questions, I'll say I don't understand those things. I've watched enough of the law things that I pick up on some of the things, most of the things. So I sort of kind of know what's going on most of the time. But if they get too legally, then I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So they talk too much legal talk. I don't know. So, but this is just for pure entertainment. Okay. We will put it up there. And we will press the play. There is no sound. We got our closed captioning on. We've got it sped up a little bit. Yes.
Counsel, you ready? Just to make a quick record? Oh. All right, we are on the record this morning. We have counsel, Mr. Jackson, present. We are outside the presence of the jurors in this matter. We're here to make a quick record on the fact that, I guess, Ms. Garner, one of Mr. Jackson's attorneys, had a death in the family over the weekend, and I guess there's a disagreement about what we should let the jurors know about, or how we should inform the jurors of that and explain Ms. Garner's absence. I'm just going to summarize what I understand the preferences to be. My understanding is that Mr. Jackson would like me to inform the jurors that Ms. Garner's grandmother passed away that last night, that she is out today dealing with that, and that her presence at the rest of the trial will be day to day. Does that essentially summarize what you're asking that I inform the jury? All right, and on the state's end, my understanding is the state is concerned that while the state has obviously expressed its sympathy to Ms. Garner, state is concerned that by letting the jury know that there was Ms. Garner's grandmother died, that may engender too much sympathy, and the state would simply prefer that I inform the jury that there was a significant family issue that Ms. Garner had over the weekend, and that's why she's not here today, and that, again, that her presence at the trial will be day to day from. Is that essentially a correct summary of the state's position, what the state would like me to say? It is, Your Honor. All right.
Yeah, but if it garners too much sympathy, but then it'll be like, well, she couldn't handle her own family business.
Go along with the state's request in this matter.
And then it could be biased against them because it'd be like, well, she couldn't handle her shit. Now she's not over there to.
As an inappropriate factor by the jury. Again, I think that's a small risk, but it's a risk nonetheless. And so for those reasons, I'm going to just simply inform the jury that Ms. Garner had a tragic family event, and that or had a significant family event, is not here today, and that her presence will be day to day. And I'm also going to let the jury know that they're not to infer anything from her absence one way or another. Any further record the state wishes to make?
Yeah.
No, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson, on behalf of the defendant? All right. Are we ready to bring the jury in?
The state intends to do what? You can put this on TV. We went over this our last break. A video. A record. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? He's confused. Sir, we're confused.
Anything else? On the record or off the record before we bring the jury in? All right. I think we are bringing the jury in.
Judge, turn your mic on. What are you doing to your pants? Is it putting your hands in your pocket or something? Those robes have to be itchy. Hell. Oh my God, stop turning off the mic. It's annoying after all. Ow. It's annoying after all. He has a man bun. Oh, we have this lady over here doing the direct today. Not tight suit man. They're both very young. Like, either the state really thought they had this in the bag and they sent their two youngest people, or these people are just really good but very young. And they don't really care. They're just like, here you go. Go see what you can do.
Good morning, everyone. Go ahead and have a seat.
Lars Anderson.
All right, while you guys are getting your packets out, I just want to welcome you back. I hope you had a enjoyable weekend. Just want to summarize. You may remember that on Friday, right before 4:30, I think we finished with testimony from Officer Buckles, which was the last witness called by the state on Friday. And I believe we are now prepared to proceed with the state's next witness. Before we do, if you guys in the front, I know, want a minute to move your chairs a little bit. It's not. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, one other thing before we proceed with the state's next witness. You may notice over at the defense table, Ms. Garner is not here today. She had a significant family issue over the weekend and has understandably needs to deal with that and has been excused. Her presence at the rest of the trial will be day to day. You're not to infer anything one way or another from the fact that she's not here. She may join us again, she may not, but again, it's going to be dependent upon her circumstances. So with that,
It's the bulldog lady.
here is the state prepared to call
That's
the
a
next witness.
bummer.
Yes, Your Honor. You may.
I liked her.
Call Corey Barber to the stand.
Corey Barber. Who's Corey Barber?
Good morning, Mr. Barber. You can go ahead and have a seat over there, sir. And Mr. Barber, that microphone is live. You can adjust it however you'd like. So, Mr. Barber, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swear you in. So please raise your right hand. Sir,
she said Officer Corey Barber.
Yes. Put your hand down. And then just for the record, can you please provide us with both your first name and last name and then spell them both?
Okay. Corey, K-O-R-I-E, Barber, B-A-R-B-E-R.
Corey, that's how a girl spells it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, officer. How are you?
Good.
Officer Barber, could you please state your occupation?
I'm a police officer at the city of Cedar Rapids.
How long have you been employed with the city of Cedar Rapids?
About 6.5 years.
Can you just please give us a brief history of your training and education in order to be a certified peace officer?
So I've been an officer a little
Is
over
it
16
police
years.
officer or
Like
peace
the last 6.5
officer?
in Cedar Rapids. My degree background is I have an associate's degree in computer science from Lebec Community College in Kansas. I got 2 bachelor's degrees from Iowa State, one in sociology and one in criminal justice. And then I also have a master's degree in criminal justice from Simpson College.
And Officer Barber,
Oh, well,
have
damn.
you kind of slow down, please?
Okay.
And also,
Oh, shut
speak a little
up.
louder in the microphone, okay?
God, I hate this kid.
And sir, are you a certified law enforcement officer throughout the state?
Just the way he talks is
What
just
is your current
annoying.
position with the city of Cedar Rapids?
Right now I'm patrol with mid shift, which is 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Are you assigned to any specific quadrant?
No, I'm what they call a wild
Just
state
'cause
car,
you-
so I go everywhere.
Listen.
And once again,
Okay, let me play it.
kind of drift off.
It made it.
Kind of just stay with that microphone, okay, Officer Barber?
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir. Can you just
This
briefly
is sped up
describe
for
the
us.
duties and
So let's.
responsibility a patrol officer has?
Mostly respond to calls on day shift and mid shift. We're pretty call heavy, so that's the majority of our response. And then we have time to proactive.
Your first name and last name.
Hold on.
Spell them both.
We're going to see if he was even
Corey,
talking fast.
K-O-R-I-E, Barber,
Now,
B-A-R-B-E-R.
because it was sped up for us.
All right, Mr.
Now,
Shear, you may begin your examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, officer. How are you?
Good.
Officer Barber, could you please state your occupation?
I'm a police officer at the city of Cedar Rapids.
How long have you been employed with the city of Cedar Rapids?
About 6.5 years.
Can you just please give us a brief history of your training and education in order to be a certified peace officer?
So I've been an officer a little over 16 years. Like I said, the last 6.5 at Cedar Rapids. My degree background is I have a associate's degree in computer science from Lebec Community College in Kansas. I got 2 bachelor's degrees from Iowa State, one in sociology and one in criminal justice. And then I also have a master's degree in criminal justice from Simpson College.
And Officer Barber, I'm going to have you
he was not
Please.
talking fast.
Okay.
and also
Dear
speak a little
God.
bit louder in the microphone, okay?
This young man in the painted on
Sir, are you a
suit.
certified law enforcement officer throughout the state of Iowa?
Yes.
What is your current position with the city of Cedar Rapids?
You're
Right
talking
now,
like a
patrol
fucking
shift,
robot.
which is 11
God,
to
it's
9 p.m.
annoying.
Are you assigned to any specific quadrant?
You
No,
sound
I'm what's called a
stupid.
Wild City car, so I go everywhere.
And once again, when you kind of speak, you kind of drift off, so
Okay.
kind of just stay with that microphone, okay, Officer Barber?
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir. Can you just briefly describe the duties and responsibility a patrol officer has?
Mostly respond to calls on day shift and mid shift. We're pretty call heavy, so that's the majority of our response. And then we have time to do proactive activities.
Do you work with anybody when you're on duty?
Sometimes, but for the most part, I'm a solo car.
I want to direct your attention to the events that occurred on or about June 15 of 2021 in the early morning hours around 8 a.m. through 8:30 a.m. Do you recall this date?
Yes,
Were you working on this date?
I was.
What time did your shift begin?
I was on day shift at the time, so it began at 7 a.m.
Were you working with anybody?
No.
Were you working as a patrol officer?
Yes.
And at around 8:20 a.m. in the morning, were you dispatched to 4414 Oak Leaf Court Northeast?
Yes.
Why were you dispatched to this location?
Dispatch advised that there was a gunshot victim.
And when you arrived on scene, was there any other officers present?
Yes.
Who else was present?
Officer Buckles and Officer Brown.
Is that Officer Curtis Buckles?
Yes.
And is that Officer Tim Brown?
Yes.
Did any other officers eventually join prior to approaching the
Officer
residence?
Leroy
Yes. Officer
Brown.
Justin Kaczynski and then Sergeant Phil Hansen.
And what type of officer is Officer Buckles?
Canine officer.
Did Officer Buckles have his canine partner with him on that day?
Yes.
And when you
He's
arrived
an
in the
okay
neighborhood,
officer.
where did you and
That's
other
what I
officers
would have said.
park?
I don't
We
know.
parked about a block down from the residence.
He's okay.
Why did you not park next to the residence?
On the way to the call, it seemed it wasn't making a whole lot of sense, so we weren't exactly sure what we had. So for safety reasons, we parked down the street. When we spoke to dispatch, we were trying to get the sister to come outside of the house because dispatch advised that the caller said the sister would meet us outside. And so we're waiting down the street for her to come outside.
I don't recall
Did you
the call
know
saying that.
at this time how many people were inside the home?
No,
Were you equipped with a body camera that day?
I was.
And was it working correctly?
Yes.
And have you had a
It was
chance to review your body
magnificent.
cam footage from June 15th of 2021?
I have.
And when reviewing that footage, did it show your interactions approaching the house and making contact with anyone that was inside the house?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to ask to admit State's Exhibit 4, which is a copy of Officer Barber's body cam footage from June 15th of 2021.
Wonder if
And I
this
would
is why it
also
took
ask
so
that
long
it
because
be
they had to
published for
edit out
record.
the
Mr.
body
Johnson, any
cam
objection?
footage.
All right, then at this time, State's Exhibit 4 is admitted, and you may publish it to the jury.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just for timing purposes, it's about 16 minutes long.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to go around to the back. I'm going to see if I can get ice. All right.
Should we approach with the car?
I want to go around the side.
Okay. See if they can do a search by the address.
Their cameras are super clear. Your cameras are nice. For little old Iowa. What's happening? Oh, they wanted to approach. We're approaching in the dark. Get away from the mic, Officer Corey. Ugh, stop that. I hear it in my ear.
Resume the video.
It's weird. I want to see inside that house. That's the house across the street. That's the house right there, straight ahead. They parked far, far away. In a land far, far away.
This sounded bullshit.
Oh! This is sounding bullshit.
Yeah, and you
Well,
make a shitload of noise. I'm just gonna knock. I think this is gonna be a swatting deal.
Who'd be making a shitload of noise? Oh, he's laying down there with a gunshot wound.
Just ring the doorbell. The caller hear it. I'm getting no answer at the door. Can someone look in iLead to see if there's a phone number for this address? Is he shot?
I mean, they really honestly don't even act that worried about it being a...
He shot himself in the foot then?
See, he said, did he shoot himself in the foot then? Warning! Content warning! Hey, look, there's Corsa. Oh, see, they blurred it out.
Who are you? What happened?
What happened? He came down. There was a man.
Who else is here?
My sister. She's back. Yeah, she's in her room.
Is she okay?
I think so.
What's her name?
Sabrina?
Sabrina?
Is that a room right there?
Yeah.
Sabrina! Did you find this behind us?
Oh, so her room was downstairs too.
You're right, please.
Hey, oh,
The
shit.
storage room.
Sorry.
Third victim.
Fuck.
Really? Third victim?
Yeah.
115 get 3 victims started.
We're gonna go.
At least 3 ambulances.
Who's with me?
Hey guys, I need someone here to clear us back here. Okay. I'm gonna.
You're gonna go
Barbara, come in
upstairs.
front of me. You come this way. You come in front of me, Barbara.
Yep.
Brown, you go help Kaczynski, and then we'll.
Watch my back. I want to start here. You want to hold it?
And they were up there ringing the
Police
doorbell,
department! Sound off if you're
cussing,
here.
all
There's a kitchen
that.
back here. I'm gonna clear it. Police department. Yeah, I got a garage back here. I'm gonna check the garage.
Well, now your adrenaline's is a pumping.
Police department.
Well, it is a 3-car garage.
I'll clear around there. Okay. What? Yeah, I went around, looked inside all the vehicles. I didn't see anything.
You didn't look in the vehicles.
Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't see you look in any
Well,
vehicles.
I'm assuming there's a mother around here somewhere.
Warning.
Coming out.
Kurt, coming back to you.
I knew it.
I think this door might connect, so I'm gonna open it to see you guys out. Alright.
Okay.
Deputy! Bradley! Okay, you're coming through and I'm here forward. Alright. Yeah, next to this office.
Good.
No.
So we had triple homicide.
Yes, sir, you do. Ding, 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 ding.
He's over my dad now in the front room.
Is there an officer down there?
No.
Hey, stop moving! Yeah.
I'll get him out.
Hey, stop. Y'all just fucking left him down there.
Are you
Like, what you mean?
Do you want to get fired?
Go out to the road, get medical to come in through the basement.
27, have medical come around back.
Y'all just left him down there bleeding.
We're just going to need a lift assist on the male that's injured. The other 3 DOA.
There was a man?
What man?
The tall man?
Okay.
A tall man?
How old are you?
20?
Okay.
Hey, put that alone. Leave it right there.
What is this room over here? Go into this room over here. I want to say it. What did they use that room as? They have so much stuff.
Alex, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Alex. That was you, Alex?
Go.
Here, I'll
Go.
start the medical
Right now.
and help him out.
Okay. He was playing with the round, so
Which one?
that one right there.
Okay.
Just trying to keep him from moving.
We're going to help you out. I got to put on gloves real quick. And then we're going to go to the back porch.
He was playing with the rounds.
He's in shock, got everything. Yeah.
Okay, what's your name? What's your name?
Alex.
Alex? How old are you, Alex? 20? Okay, can we get you? We're going to try
Let
and
me
get you.
sneak by her over here.
Sneak by over here. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Wait,
What?
okay, we're going to limp out.
Stop being so dramatic, Alex. Just got a gunshot wound to the
Coming out,
foot.
Dale.
Jeez.
Looks to be a 22. Well, the rounds on the floor are 22, so.
Y'all ain't even got him a chair to sit on?
Can we bring it over here? Can we have him sit on here?
Yeah, you want me to go with him?
Yeah, I was going to.
Where's Buckles?
He went out front.
In there to do the three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only one of the two.
Yeah. All right. First one right here. Shot in the head.
I'm just going to leave my bag outside.
That's fine.
Anybody yet?
I'm assuming it's mom, dad, and sister.
Okay.
No names.
Let's see. Okay, where's the next one?
Right here.
Oh no.
Another gunshot to the head. I don't know where the entrance went.
Oh, I had the Mickey and the Minnie. I think.
There's pictures of her upstairs.
I'm sure her name's in there somewhere. Sabrina, BTW.
That's his room, I assume. I don't think anybody's in here.
I don't think anybody's in there. Could be. That's the crazy part. Fucking intruder could have just been in the house. Could have just stayed there, like hid in the attic, because they really didn't search that bitch.
Watch out. Okay. Multiple gunshot wounds.
Mm. Well, I guess it's still the same bathroom. I thought they would have updated it. I would say that is the most recently updated part of the house.
I'll just have you walk out front door. That's fine.
Notice the front door was still locked. Did you notice that? No intrusion. No signs of forced entry.
Are you going to?
Shell casings right here.
Okay.
We have confirmed all three.
Yeah.
His daughter in the back.
Yeah.
Officer Barber, I just want to ask some follow-up questions after reviewing State Exhibit number 4, okay?
Okay.
First, why did you go approach and ring the doorbell?
Because the way the call was playing out, it was possibly what we call a swatting incident. We've had several in town over the years, where someone calls in like a home invasion or like an active shooter or kidnapping, and to draw a big police response is like a way to harass somebody.
So can you once again just explain to me what you mean by swatting situation?
So they call in a situation that's serious enough that it would need like a SWAT response. That's why they call it swatting.
And it appears that you were the last officer to enter into the home. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so when you entered into the home, was that what you were expected to see?
No.
Why is that?
Because en route to the call, there was never a mention about a deceased person. So all we knew was that there was a male possibly shot in the foot.
And were you giving some information that this was an actual burglary?
Yeah, they said a home invasion. They gave a description of a black male in dark clothing.
And so we see you and officers do kind of a little search or going through room to room. What are you doing there?
We're doing it for safety to make sure there's no suspects in the house hiding, and then we're also looking for other possible victims.
And how many other victims did you find?
A total of 3.
You kind of just, for better lacking, use some choice words at times throughout that video.
Yes.
Why were your demeanor, those words coming out?
A little bit of frustration because of the way the call was coming out. We're getting very few details, and it's one of those
Listen
things
here.
It's either a super emergency.
What is a good name for a...
This is possibly a prank. So there's a little bit of frustration going back between the two.
And with regards to this possibly being a home invasion, did you see any signs of...
He's a fucking child.
No.
Did you see any signs that it appeared someone had entered into the home?
No.
Did you see anything appear to be out of place?
No, the house is very well kept.
Did you see any furniture moved?
If that's well kept, you would really think my house is well kept.
You're not doing a thorough search. That's not your job, but you've been to other calls dealing with invasions before, right?
Yes.
And so when you do that, is part of it is to try to take an initial look to see if there is anything that could be potential evidence to prove an invasion?
Yes.
Doogie. That's what I'm going to call you.
Besides the back door,
Little lawyer man.
was
'Cause
the
you're a
front door
child.
locked or unlocked?
It was locked.
Duh, we saw that. I pointed that out. I said that.
You saw that sectional area down in the basement. Did that appear to be moved at all?
No.
There
Nope.
was a coffee table with some puzzle pieces on it. Did you see any puzzle pieces on the ground?
I guess I didn't look if they're on the ground, but nothing looked disturbed.
Anything about the door that appeared to be broken or jammed with the basement door?
No.
What else did you do that day with regards to the investigation?
Once I exited the house, I got with Officer Buckles and assisted him with his canine search.
And after you assisted with the canine search, did you do anything else?
Yeah, I found some construction workers in a...
That's what? If you turn your mic on, we could hear you. Elaine. But I can't hear you. But I can hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those times where we're going to need to excuse you briefly and take something up. So we're going to ask that I excuse you. I'd remind you of the admonition that I've given you previously, and you can.
Admonition.
This isn't going to be. I don't anticipate a terrible
Admonishment.
long, but, 10, 15
Why are you
minutes after
saying it like that?
Thank you.
Is the court going to be in recess? Or are you going to talk about something?
All right. Go ahead and be seated, Officer Barber. You don't need to stay
Okay.
during this.
Okay.
All right, just to summarize, my understanding is there's going to be some testimony that the state is going to be seeking some testimony from Officer Barber related to what one or more of these construction workers said, anticipating that Mr. Johnson is lodging a hearsay exception, I believe, but that's all I know at this point. So, Mr. Scheer, why don't you tell me what the anticipated testimony is? Is it correct, Mr. Johnson, that your objection is hearsay? All right.
Yes, Your Honor. And
Turn your fucking mic on, Mr. Johnson.
that we are is regarding to after Officer Buckles and their canine
Stand up, lazy ass
Officer
Doogie.
Barber continued to walk down from the home, which is directly opposite of the 4414, to look for any signs of any indication of anybody leaving the residence. When doing so, he encountered two construction workers, which you can also hear their hammering from the Nest camera. He approached them and asked if there was anybody that came by and what time they had been there. The workers indicated that they were there in the early morning around 8 o'clock and that they observed nobody. Now, technically, by looking at that would be hearsay, but we're not necessarily using it for the truth of the matter, but rather for investigating purpose and their next step of responding. It has been attacked by Officer Buckles' testimony that they did not do a thorough search and that this allegedly suspect, either went one way or the other. And the way that Officer Barber goes is a direction where they have tried to make an argument that this person ran and that there was no investigation done to see if there was actually anybody that was there. This is just showing that
It is rude for you to just sit down. Stand up, bro.
Any alleged suspect, it shows their responsive conduct and also why they continue to only specific areas and cease searching any further down to that location. So yes, on its face, it's hearsay, but it's not, because it's not for the truth of the matter, but it's more showing just their responsive conduct in their next step in this investigation.
I think it is for the truth of the matter.
You sit down, maybe use your mic. I understand. Absolutely no problem with that, but at least while we're arguing, if you want to use your mic, I appreciate it.
Your Honor, this is totally being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. Otherwise, it wouldn't be relevant. I often wonder why we put so much emphasis on why people did what they did. It doesn't matter. We expect officers to investigate the area. There's been no claim that they did otherwise. I don't believe this is in a different direction.
I think there was,
where the dog
actually.
lives in the same general area, is my understanding. But these are all things I could have tested with whatever witness they would have called. There is a reference to a very specific individual. One of these Amish workers is mentioned, and I think his phone number is in there. They could have called this person if they wanted to, and we've been able to test their attention to what they were doing versus looking around for anyone, and we're not allowed to do that if the court allows this hearsay evidence to come in. So we're objecting as a hearsay.
All right, anything further, Mr. Scheer?
Your Honor, I would say that it is relevant, once again, to continue to show the investigation done by the officers.
Anything else, Mr. Scheer? No. Anything else, Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Based on the record that's been made, I do find that the anticipated testimony, as I understand it, based on the record, is not being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. It's being used to explain the police conduct, the next steps in the investigation. And so for that reason, it is not hearsay, and the objection is overruled. Any further record we need to make before proceeding with the jury?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then I think that only took a few minutes. We gave the jury a little bit longer. Why don't we take a 5-minute break and be back ready to go in about 5 minutes. All right? Thank you, Your Honor. All right, thanks for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. Officer Barber, I would just remind you, sir, that you are still under oath.
Yes, sir.
And with that, Mr. Scheer, I believe you were still questioning Officer Barber, and you may resume.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Barber, we kind of just left off that you had just got done helping Officer Buckles and his canine partner with a track. And I was asking, what did you do next? Do you recall that?
Yes.
So after you assisted with the tracking, what did you do next in this investigation?
I saw some construction workers up the hill, so I walked up to them and asked them how long they'd been here.
All right. State.
Your Honor, once again, it's a statement used to prove the response and investigation for this matter. It's not used for the truth of the matter.
All right. For the reasons already stated, the is overruled.
Once again, you approached these construction workers, and how far away were they from your path that you had walked from the 4414 residence?
Not very far. I had to go up a hill a little bit, and there's another street behind the house that it was on.
Your Honor, if I could have shown for the jury the map that we had shown on Friday.
Okay.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I first screen?
You may.
He still objected.
Counsel,
to
what I
it.
would say is that I think our discussion of the map that occurred on Friday is probably going to leave a poor record of what was directions and whatnot. So, for record purposes, moving forward, perhaps you could do a better job of identifying directions and streets and things like that. But I'm not singling you out. This was a group issue.
With a group issue, we all sucked at it last week. Well, you have him moved away from the mic, so fucking Doogie, move your ass back to the mic.
I was stopping you. You said I saw. Which direction are you pointing from? 3414 present. And when you say this corner, there's a house. Which house number is this? And so you're talking about going in a northeast direction from 4414 through the backyard area along Scarlet Oak Court Northeast Street to behind the back neighbor house of the residence in question.
Yes.
And looking at the backyard neighbor house, approximately where, starting from the back left corner, looking to the back right corner, where approximately were these construction workers?
Back left corner here, and there's some other workers around the corner.
You may sit down.
I think
Why are
anything
you making your way or searching this area?
presented in a
Just doing
trial
a general
is
canvas
offered
of
for
the
the
area because that's the area
truth of the
that was
matter
mentioned by
asserted.
the suspect ran.
And were
Personally,
you trying to locate or find any evidence to find this alleged suspect?
Yes, when the
So.
canine wasn't picking up a track, I saw the
I
workers.
think
and so
anything
I
you heard
basically
from
asked them as
anybody
witnesses
is hearsay.
whether or not they saw anybody run through here.
And any evidence or any indication that anybody saw anybody running through this area?
No, they said they'd been there since 8 in the morning and that they had not seen anybody run through there.
Officer Buckles,
Like, I don't-
after you did this initial
I don't know about that.
search, did you do anything else with investigation on this case?
No,
Do you see the individual that was assisted out of the home in the courtroom today?
yes,
And do you know what that individual's name is?
Alex Jackson.
And could you please just point to Mr. Jackson and
How do you
describe
know
the
that?
color of shirt and coat that he's wearing today?
He's wearing a black coat, white shirt, no tie.
Thank you. Your Honor, may the record reflect.
You don't have a tie on?
By the defendant.
The record
How
still reflects.
rude.
Thank you, Your Honor. And did all of these events occur within Lynn County?
Yes.
Thank you, Officer Barber. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, officer.
Hi.
Turn your mic on.
Yes.
And you don't, as a police officer on patrol, you're not privy to the entire dispatch call that comes from dispatch, are you?
No.
You're just basically at the mercy of what the dispatcher tells you, right?
Yes, we use the information dispatch gives us to the call.
In other words, you're not sitting there actively listening to the caller and what the caller said.
No.
So you would be surprised then to learn that in the call to the dispatch, the word burglary was never mentioned once. Would you be surprised to hear that?
No.
Okay. So you're not claiming that you were responding to a burglary, are you?
I believe the wording they use is a home invasion.
Okay. So there was no mention in that call whatsoever of a burglary, was there?
I took it as meaning the same thing, a home invasion.
And also, would you be surprised to learn that the person who called said that they'd been shot and that their dad had been
We were not given that information, no.
So when you told Mr. Shear on direct examination that this is not what you were expecting when you saw the scene, it's because you hadn't been told everything that dispatch. Would that be fair to say?
Yes,
And that dispatch call came in around 8:20 in the morning, is that right?
approximately, yeah.
And when you went into the house, according to your video, it was 8:36 by the time you got in there. Would that be fair?
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing about your video that's inaccurate, right?
No.
He literally woke up and chose violence that morning.
Not yet.
I'm just talking about the scene when you came up on it.
Okay.
The Oakley Court area is a relatively secluded neighborhood. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And somewhat affluent.
Yes.
In other words, it's a richer or more expensive area of town than a lot of the areas that you encounter.
Yes.
And 4414 would be all the way back at the end of the cul-de-sac. Is that right?
Correct.
So in terms of secluded houses, that would be one of the more secluded houses in that neighborhood.
Yes.
The back behind there is there are woods, right? There's woods behind that house.
It's been a while. I don't remember how big the woods area there is.
If there was an intruder, he could have very easily gotten away. Just saying.
Yes.
There was plenty of time for him to go,
Yes.
to move, to get away.
Yes.
Nobody checked the woods. Nobody did that.
It is.
If this kid gets off from shooting his parents and his sister because the police were lazy,
A couple of them were behind it. One was more on the corner. Yes.
I need
Yes.
need
I think
forensics.
I'm sorry. I think in general they're
Is
just
that
inside
gonna
work, so
happen?
they're probably working around the house. Yes.
So when you're doing that kind of work, you got your back to everything going on. You're working on the house, right?
The first guy I encountered wasn't. He was on a like a bench facing towards me when I walked up to him.
But you don't know what he was doing before you got there.
No.
Now, over here, if we go back to Scarlet Oak Court, which is the street that runs to the south, this is north. Is this north?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So the street that runs to the south where the driveway is on the garage, that would be Scarlet Oak Court, right?
Yes.
And there's woods over here as well, correct?
Yes. There's
And
trees,
if
yeah.
you were to go through those woods, it would empty out onto 42nd Street.
No, 42nd Street's a little further down.
Can you tell me on this where the general direction of 42nd Street?
If you keep going south, 42nd Street's east-west road.
Okay, so would it be down here then?
It'd be further down, yeah.
At the bottom of the
Yeah, it's not on the map.
Okay, right. So what street would be over here then, going along this way?
I don't know, to be honest. This was the first time I'd ever been in that neighborhood since I've worked for the department.
Sure. When you arrived at thank you for that. When you first came upon the residence, then there were no cars in the driveway, right?
No,
And I'm talking about 4414, right?
I didn't see any cars, no.
To the outward observer, the house looked like it might be uninhabited, right?
I don't know about uninhabited.
Well, I mean,
But,
there weren't any cars outside.
Yeah, there's no, just because there's no cars doesn't mean no one's there.
No, I understand, but there wasn't any evidence on the outside of the house that anybody was inside the house, was there?
I wouldn't use that as the only evidence, I guess.
What other evidence would you consider?
Knocking on the door and seeing if anyone's home.
And when you did that?
No one.
Okay. Did you also notice that there was a dog in the screened-in porch?
Later on in the call, yeah.
And the dog wasn't barking when you got there, was it?
No,
In fact, you can't hear any dog barking on your video at all.
no.
I know that when police come to our house, or anybody comes to our house, my dogs go crazy. Did you hear any dogs that dog barking once the whole time the police were there?
No.
When everybody entered, and when I mean everybody, all of the police officers, were any of them wearing those footies that you can wear so you don't disturb the crime scene?
No.
Even with another dog there, the dog wasn't barking.
No.
You weren't there to
That's
investigate
weird.
the crime scene. You were there to 2020,
Yes.
and to make sure that you were safe.
Yes.
You were in that house then for 10 minutes,
Approximately.
and in that 10 minutes, you were responsible for securing that residence, right?
Yes.
And making sure that you had the backs of your fellow officers.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
Any redirect examination, Mr. Scheer?
Officer Barber, did you ever see any evidence of a home invasion?
No.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Officer Barber, thank you. You may step down and you are excused. Just by who's got the microphone, I'm assuming you're up now, Ms. Slaughter?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Slaughter, does the state have another witness to call this morning?
State calls Tim Brown.
Who? Tim Brown.
Good morning.
Oh, another officer.
Over here to the chair on my far left, if you would. You can go ahead and have a seat when you get there. Mr. Brown, that microphone is live. You can slide it back and forth, move it up and down, however you like. First thing I'm going to do, sir, is swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving this morning will be the truth?
I do.
All right. And then just for the record, can you please provide us with your first and last name and spell them both?
Timothy Brown, Timothy Brown.
All right, Mr. Scheer, or excuse me, Ms. Slaughter.
Officer Brown, can you tell us how you're employed?
I'm employed by the Police Department of the City of Cedar Rapids.
And how long have you been employed as a police officer for Cedar Rapids?
About 6.5 years.
Did you have any law enforcement experience prior to your employment with CRPD?
I did not.
Did you graduate from one of the law enforcement academies in Iowa?
Yes, I did.
And which one was that?
The Cedar Rapids Regional in 2016.
Can you tell us approximately when you went through the law enforcement academy, how long that academy lasted?
I think it was around 5 or 6 months, the actual academy process was.
And what's your current title with CRPD?
I am a patrol officer.
Have you, from the time that you joined CRPD, maintained the title of patrol officer?
Yes.
And can you tell us essentially what is a patrol officer?
I work the day shift responding to calls for service. I also serve as a member of the special response team, and I'm also a field training officer.
Okay, let's break some of that down. Day shift, when you say day shift, what hours are you assigned to work?
I work 7 in the morning till 5 p.m.
And during that 7 to 5 shift, are you assigned any specific beat?
I typically work the central beat, which is mostly downtown.
And when I say beat, that's what I mean when I say beat.
It's a general geographical area. I would say it's roughly 20 blocks either direction from the police department.
Officer Brown, you also said that you are a field training officer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you first tell us what it means to be a field training officer?
When the department is looking for officers to train recruits that are coming out of the academy, officers can apply for those jobs and be assigned a recruit for typically a month-long period when they leave the academy to teach them paperwork, calls for service, just general mentorship.
So, just to be clear, you go through the academy. Is that book training and practical training?
Yes.
Okay. After the academy, are you just thrown onto the street? Here's a car, here's a gun, ready to go.
No, that's when you're assigned a field training officer to help guide you over the next 4 to 5 months.
And you are one of those field training officers.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that you apply for, or are you selected, or both?
You put in for it. There's an interview process, and if you are selected, then you can get that title.
And how long have you been a field training officer?
About 2 or 3 years.
You also said that you are a member of the special response team. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that abbreviated or shortened to be SRT?
Yes.
Tell us what a special response team is.
CERT team.
Some people know it's better as the SWAT team. responding to high-risk calls for service, serving high-risk search warrants.
How do you become a
Did
member
I
of
say
that?
CERT team?
That is also a application process, followed by physical fitness tests, interviews with the team members, and interviews with command and staff.
Once you're selected for both the FTO program or the SRT team, do you receive additional training?
Through SRT, we typically train about twice a month. FTOs, we usually once a year have a few hours course going through just general updates and the academy process, changes in paperwork and things like that.
Officer Brown, in June of 2021, were you employed with CRPD?
Yes,
At that time, were you already a member of the SRT team?
yes.
And were you a field training officer then as well?
I think I was at that time.
In June of 2021, did you still work the day shift?
Yes,
And were you still assigned primarily to the central beat that covers the downtown area?
yes.
Were you a solo or a partnered unit in June of 2021?
I was a solo unit that day.
And when I ask solo, does that mean that you're in your patrol vehicle alone?
Yes.
I want to draw your attention specifically to June 15th of 2021. Were you on duty that morning?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you become involved in an investigation being called out for the address 4414 Oak Leaf Court Northeast?
I was.
Is that in Cedar Rapids?
Yes.
Is that in Lynn County?
Yes.
How did you come to be involved in that call for service if that's not a part of your regular beat that you work?
That early in the morning, there are usually not as many officers working.
Same beat.
The next shift typically comes on at 11. On that day, I was responding to a separate alarm call, and I was in the Northeast area. I was diverted from that and dispatched to Oak Leaf Court.
And to be dispatched to Oak Leaf Court, what information did you receive from the dispatcher that sent you in that direction?
Dispatch didn't have much information when I was sent. It was reported that there had been a break-in. There was a male who was shot, and he was bleeding.
Throughout the call, did you continue to get updated information from dispatch?
Most of the updated information I got was when I got closer. I was asking dispatch for more information. I think at the time they were speaking with him and attempting to do so. But when I arrived on scene, there was still limited information. It was believed that the back door to the residence was open and that the offender had fled.
When you got in the neighborhood of the Oak Leaf Court address, where did you park?
I was a few houses down from 4414. I initially was a little closer, but as I got there, I realized the residence, the back of it was wooded. I had some concern that if a suspect was back there, and I think at that point they had mentioned a long gun, so I backed up a little further.
When you say they had mentioned a long gun, are you referring to dispatch?
Dispatch, I'm sorry.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor? To republish the map. Ms. Brown, are you familiar with the neighborhood that's depicted in the map that's up on the screens?
Yes, I haven't looked at it in a while though.
Do you need a second to familiarize yourself?
Listen.
No, I believe I can see.
In this map, can you identify the house 4414 Oak Leaf Court?
I believe it is, I'm sorry, that one right there.
And can you give us a general idea of where you parked your vehicle when you arrived in the neighborhood?
Initially, I was in front of this residence, and I backed up a little bit further to around there.
So just to make the record clear, it appeared that you pointed in front of the house that would be directly south of the 4414 across Scarlet Oak Court Northeast. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then when you backed up your patrol vehicle, it appeared that you pointed to what would be the second house south of the 4414 Oak Leaf Court. Is that correct?
yes.
Once you got your patrol vehicle parked, tell us what you did next, officer.
I parked my vehicle. I was still waiting on more units to arrive due to the lack of information. I wasn't going to run into the residence with what little we had provided. Due to the distance I was away, I retrieved my patrol rifle from the trunk of my squad car, and I just maintained a position where I could see the residence until I was joined by other officers.
And what other officers joined you?
Officer Buckles and Officer Barber.
Buckles
Tell us
and
what happened when
Barber.
Officer Buckles and Officer Barber showed up.
We had a brief conversation. I think we were all a little reluctant to believe all the details or lack of details. At that time, I think there began to be information that family was in the residence. I did request at some point that dispatch have one of them come out or get onto the phone. And
When you say one of them, you mean one of the family members?
yes, I was being told by dispatch that family of some sort was inside the residence, and the caller was unable to get out on his own. I was requesting that they have him exit and meet me in the driveway or outside the residence. When that wasn't a possibility, and I learned that there was possibly family in the residence, I requested that one of them either get on the phone or come out and meet me. And still, we were being told for whatever reason it wasn't possible.
Did you and Officer Buckles and Officer Barber then decide to make an approach to the residence?
Yes, I went towards the back of the residence with Officer Buckles. He collected his canine partner at that time. Officer Barber went to the front of the residence. As we were approaching, we were still being very cautious. It was very quiet in the neighborhood. There was nobody that I can recall out and about. I don't even remember any traffic. So we approached slowly, getting as much information from dispatch as we could.
When you approached the rear of the home, did you make any observations about the entry-exit point to the rear of the home?
So it was reported that the back door was open. When I got closer, I could see that this had a walkout basement. We got to the corner of the residence, and I wanted to get a better view on the backside of the house before we went walking in front of windows. It was at that point that I left Officer Buckles and peeled around to a wood line that was in the back of the residence. There was a little gravel pathway, and I found cover behind a tree that overlooked the back of the residence.
Why was the fact that there were several windows on the backside of that house worrisome to you?
If, in fact, there had been an intruder that was still inside, we still were not confident that anything at all was happening. I was concerned maybe this was a false report, like a swatting call, and we didn't want to just be barging into a random person's house or be spooking random people.
So after you take cover or take up a position in the wood line, as you referred to it, what happens next?
That's when I finally saw something that made sense, which was the back door was in fact open. And I think that was the point that I relayed that to other officers, and they started to approach the door because I guess, like I said, at that point, there was the only thing that had finally lined up to me.
And when those other officers began to approach the door, did you follow them to the residence?
Yes, I heard them calling out to a subject, and it sounded like they were talking to somebody. When I saw them make entry, I ran from my location and proceeded in the residence as well.
Tell us what you saw when you first entered the home.
There was a male laying face down near a couch. Officer Buckles was making contact with him, and we quickly discovered that he was deceased with a gunshot wound to his head. And we could hear somebody calling out from the hallway. And when we went a little deeper into the living room, we could see Alexander down the hallway.
And you named the person as Alexander. Would that be Alexander Jackson?
Yes.
And when you say you saw Alexander, was he the person alive that was in the hallway?
Yes.
Is that person in the courtroom today?
He is.
And can you point him out, describe him to us?
He is wearing the white shirt, black suit coat, and a goatee.
With no tie?
Correct.
Your Honor, if the record could reflect that this witness
With
has
no
identified
tie.
the defendant.
Bitch, with no tie.
Once you are in the residence, Officer Brown, see the defendant in the hallway, what do you do next?
I, at that point, notified dispatch that we had more than one victim. We didn't know at that point that there were any more than one. And we began to secure the residence, making sure that nobody was inside and the scene was going to be safe to start having medical personnel come on scene.
At that point, when you notified dispatch that there was more than one victim, by victim, did you mean more than one person who was wounded?
Yes.
And at that point, the two people that you were aware that were wounded were who?
It was the
Doogie,
father
you need to tell
and
her
Alexander at that
to
time.
slow down. She's talking
When
too
you started
fast.
to secure the residence, were you checking back rooms?
Yes, there was a number of storage rooms and bedrooms in the basement, and we went through those just to make sure there was nobody else inside.
Once you secured those additional
But how well
rooms,
did
what
you?
happened
Because it
next?
didn't look like you did.
Officer Kaczynski went to check one of the back bedrooms. At that time, he called out that there was a third victim.
And that back bedroom would be still in that lower level?
Yes.
After you found out that there was a third victim on scene, what did you do next?
I helped Officer Kaczynski finish up in that back area of the basement, and then we still needed to proceed to the upstairs to make sure that was secure as well.
And did officers go to the main level?
Yes,
Were you one of the officers who went up there?
I was.
Once you and other officers got to the main level, did a protective sweep ensue up there as well?
Yes.
Tell us what happens when you get to that main level or top floor of the house.
I got to an open area at the top of the stairs. I proceeded to a section that I was told was not cleared yet. I checked some closets and an office and a bathroom area. At some point, another officer located a fourth victim.
Where was that fourth victim located?
I believe it was the master bedroom. I didn't make it into that room.
Officer Brown, there was a point where your business, for lack of a better word, was completed on the main level of the home. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you return to the basement level?
Yes, I did.
What happens when you return to the basement level?
We realized that all of us had accidentally proceeded upstairs and nobody was downstairs with Alexander anymore. He had crawled down the hallway towards where the rifle and his father were laying. So I stopped at the bottom of the stairs, waited with him and asked him his name. I tried to ask him what happened.
When you got back down to the bottom of the stairs and made contact with the defendant, was he fiddling with something?
He was playing with a 22 round. I don't recall if it was a spent casing or a unspent.
Was he fiddling with
Observed him
something?
Fiddling with that casing. What did you do?
Fiddling.
I
Stop
asked him
saying
to put it
fiddling.
down.
And did he?
Yes,
During your interaction with the defendant, did you ask him what happened?
I did.
And did you get a response?
He just told me that there was a man.
By this time, did medical personnel arrive on scene?
Yes, they had arrived and were near the back of the residence.
Once the ambulance personnel or the EMTs arrived on scene, what did you do next?
We didn't want to let all the paramedics and firefighters come inside and contaminate the scene, so we assisted him to his feet, him being Alexander, to his feet, and walked him to the back door.
Is that where he then was seated on a stretcher?
Yes.
Officer Brown, was the defendant transported to the hospital?
Yes.
And was that done by ambulance?
Yes.
Was there a decision made that you would accompany the defendant in the ambulance during that transport?
Yes.
Whose decision was that?
Sergeant Hansen requested that I ride. When I got to the ambulance itself, one of the paramedics asked if I was riding, and I said I would.
Prior to the defendant being loaded into the ambulance, did you conduct a pat-down search of the defendant?
Yes. I saw that he was wearing like gym shorts or something, and we just briefly checked what little pockets he had.
Is that routine or typical in a case of a gunshot to pat down the patient being transported to the hospital?
Yes.
Why?
Just to make sure there's no weapons or anything that could
You
be
have
dangerous
anything
to
on you
paramedics.
that could
Even on
hurt
routine
me?
medical calls with individuals, we make sure that there's pockets and there's, if they have backpacks, we typically ask that we can go through those so paramedics are comfortable transporting.
Why are you breathing so hard, bro?
What you're wearing today, is that your assigned patrol uniform?
Yes.
And as part of your patrol uniform, are you equipped with a body camera?
Yes,
And are you wearing that body camera today?
I am.
Would you mind standing up and showing the jury where your body cam is affixed?
Right here.
Is that where your body cam was affixed back in June of 2021?
I believe it was.
In June of 2021, Officer Brown, was your body camera functional?
Yes.
And did it record your, did it record you?
Yes.
On the day of June 15th of 2021
Yes.
and your interactions with the defendant?
Yes.
And did it record your interactions with the defendant while he was in the ambulance being transported to the hospital?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity, Officer Brown, to review the recording from your body camera prior to coming into court today?
Yes.
And what was depicted in that recording, did that fairly and accurately depict your interactions?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move to have Exhibit 5 admitted into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, State's Exhibit 5 is admitted.
At this time, Your Honor, the state would ask to publish State's Exhibit 5.
And that's fine. We can do that just roughly. How long is this, Ms. Slaughter?
The recording in State's Exhibit 5 that we are planning to play right now, Your Honor, is approximately 40 minutes.
All right.
Oh,
Ladies and
my
gentlemen,
God.
For scheduling purposes, we took a break. I wasn't planning on us taking another one before we adjourned over the noon hour. That being said, as I've indicated before, I'm not here to make anybody uncomfortable. So we'll plan on playing the video. But if anybody at any point thinks we need a break, just raise your hand. We can certainly do that. Okay. All right.
Well, shit. Strap in.
Right, but this sounds fucked. If there's people in the house, there's no reason they can't come out. This is sounding like, all right, well, I'm going to go around to the back. I'm going to see if I can get eyes. All right. I want to go around the side here. Try to get one of them on the line and get somebody to come outside.
Well, they can't, you see. There's the dog.
So it should be this one, right?
Well, the thing was, there was a court in this case,
Yeah,
but it did show the far dead end.
good. But it's the one on the corner. There's a big dog on the back porch. $4414. Is that right? 4414 is supposed to be the house number, correct? All right, we're on the back side. It looks like there's egress from the basement, so we'll try to get eyes on that here. You say you rung the doorbell? I don't see any open doors back here. Yeah, I don't really want to be in front of the window if this is meant for. Tell you what, hold right here. I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna get behind that tree. I'm gonna get a look on the backside. I still think something's fucked with this. The back door is open. The back door right at the end of the landing's open. All the shades are drawn, so I can't really see anything. Looks like the window to the right of the door is open, but there's a glare.
I swear, we've already seen this.
Can you put your hands out to the side where I can see them?
No, because he's dead.
There's two, yeah. This guy looks like he's got no touch.
115, multiple victims. One has a gunshot wound to the head. The other is wounded in the leg.
We got ammo out here.
Start another 52.
Justin.
Haven't come on scene.
Corey, you and Justin do upstairs. Corey, you want to go upstairs with them? Tim, you want to conflict?
Yeah.
This all needs to be cleared out, though. We got a door here. Who's this down here? You already. Yeah, is that your dad? What happened?
What happened?
There was a man.
Who shot your dad?
Who's here? My sister.
Is she,
Back? Yeah, she's in her room.
is she okay?
I think so.
I think so.
You already got this behind us?
I didn't.
I got that. Let's just, well, it's a deep launcher room. Let me just check. Cedar Rapids Police! Hey, friendly. I didn't realize it connected. Third victim?
Oh, looky there. Hey, wait a minute. I missed it.
Yeah.
You're good there.
115, we have 3 victims. Start us at least 3 ambulances.
Come on.
Is she,
Yeah, she's in her room.
is she okay?
I think so. What's her name? Sabrina? Is that a room right there? Sabrina?
You already got this behind us?
I didn't.
I got that. Let's just, well, it's a deep launcher room. Let me just check. Cedar Rapids Police! Hey, friendly. I didn't realize it connected. Third victim?
Yeah.
Fuck.
2, clear.
Yeah.
You're good there.
115, we have 3 victims. Start us at least 3 ambulances.
Who's with me?
I'm coming with you, Barbara.
Clear us back here. Come on. You're gonna go. Barbara, come in front of me. Jimmy, come this way. You come in front of me, Barbara.
You got it. All right.
Alan, you go help Kaczynski.
All right, I'm coming. Where you at? What the fuck? Closet. Blocked from the outside. I think it's gonna be fine.
This guy is real eager. He's just sitting there with his butt crack hanging out.
Am I doing this?
Yeah, just stay where you are, man. All right, we're coming up to you.
Pressure on there, okay?
We're just gonna leave you now.
Come on, over here. It's not been cleared yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Cedar Rapids Police, if anyone's inside, sound off now.
Police department.
Get this closet quick.
Hey, I'm gonna go here. Looks like a master bedroom. Floor pick up.
Fuck.
I can do the light. Yep.
Hey, I'm on the other side. I think this door connects. I think this door might connect, so I'm gonna open it just so you guys know.
All right. Yeah.
CRPD, friendly.
You're coming through and under the doorway.
All right. Yeah, it connects to this office.
Come across.
Hey, you're good. You got that closet?
He's over by dad now in the fire.
I thought one.
Hey, stop moving! Let's get him out.
Yeah, I'll get him out. Yep.
There's not a third floor.
All right.
Are you able to walk or limp? You want to get fired?
Go out to the road, get medical to come in through the basement. What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, what happened?
There was a man.
What man?
A tall man.
Okay.
A tall man?
Hey, leave that alone. Leave it right there. Breathe and relax, all right?
You should get my mom.
Yep, we're getting everybody. You're Alex, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Alex. I want you to relax and worry about yourself right now. Okay. He was playing with a round, so.
Which one?
That one right there. Just trying to keep him from moving.
We're gonna help you out. I gotta put on gloves real quick.
Thank you.
And then we're gonna go to the back porch.
I think he's in shock about everything.
Your rifle in my car right now, since I'm parked closest.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
I got mine if you want.
Just hang on up there, and we'll bring him out.
We're gonna bring him out. Dad's down with a gunshot wound to the head. The female DOA in the bedroom over there. Mom's DOA upstairs. I believe this is the son. He was hit in the foot. We are not sure what.
No idea. There is a rifle on the ground here. Do you want to go in with one of us?
I'm gonna go in and do the DOAs.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the
Okay, perfect. But if you guys want to do your stuff out here with him.
Okay.
Hey, someone help. There's
Just
a,
stand up. They're gonna have you sit on that.
Definitely a
cot.
big boy.
looks to be a 22. Well, the rounds on the floor are 22s, so.
Yeah, cancel everybody else and go and do the DOAs and.
Can you just get that over here?
Can we bring it on? Yeah, can you bring it over here? Can I have him sit on here?
There you go. Have a seat.
Yeah. You want me to go with him?
Yeah, if you want to.
Or
Okay.
bring your car up, either one.
Well, I'll follow them.
Corey,
You went out front.
You wanna go to this after you call 911 right away, bud?
or one of the two of you.
I can get here and put up there for him.
And, or if you want to go grab your car.
Yeah, I'll follow.
He's definitely a big boy in jail.
I tried asking.
He has lots of weight in the jail.
God.
Do you guys have cameras here at your house?
Yeah. One in the front.
Okay.
One in the front. Anything inside or anything? In the camera?
Give me just stick with him.
I don't know.
Why don't you get your car up here so that
I don't know.
Hey, I want to let them know it's possible that he's. Hey, Justin, you want to double check his pockets before? I did while we were down there real quick, but
You haven't had anything in there?
nothing on you're not supposed to have.
I hope not.
Good, everybody's safe.
I hope not.
A lot of pockets.
There's a
I just want.
possibility that. All right, I'm gonna go with Ari and just stick with him until investigator gets there.
Are you gonna?
I'll try to get
Are
some.
you gonna ride in with them?
Do you want me to? I will.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay. You guys hear anything? Did you guys hear any shots? Everything's fine now. I'm gonna ride with. Yeah, I will. Huh? Do what? Okay.
Can I borrow your
Okay.
phone, my friend? What's your first name again?
I'm riding with you.
We're just gonna work on getting some of your vitals, okay? Can I borrow your arm, my friend? Your arm.
115. I'll be riding with the area with the 20-year-old.
Straight down about 4 maybe, this one, but
Whenever you give that pain, can be in the worst pain you ever felt. You're being none at all.
probably it's okay.
Hey, partner, what's your first name as it appears on your ID?
Alexander?
It's Alexander. Can you spell Alexander for me?
ALEXANDER.
Alexander, what's your last name?
Jackson.
Jackson?
Yeah, but they didn't write it down. They got it.
Alexander, what's your birthday?
September 20th,
Of what year?
2000.
Sorry, man. We're doing a lot of stuff here, so I apologize.
Anyone run his info yet?
I don't think so yet.
I got it right now. I'll do it on 3. Alexander Jackson, yeah.
Just making sure you don't have any more shots.
115 on 3, 29 for the 20-year-old male here.
Understandable, sometimes you might pull on something and not realize it's another wound somewhere.
You can see that one. You can't see the one in your back there, so just make sure, okay?
115 on 3, 29. Last name Jackson, John, Adam, Charles, King, Sam, Ocean, Nora. First name Alexander, Adam, Lincoln, Edward, X-ray, Adam, Nora, David, Edward, Robert. Date birth 2000, 09, 20. 2000, 09, 20. This be the individual we're transporting to the hospital.
What time does this start today? What time did it start?
Thank you.
You know, let's try that again. Sorry. So, it's 8:50. What time do you think you got shot? Were you sleeping when this happened? What happened? Porch. You're sleeping on the porch? Yeah. Dog's on the porch. Black dog? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, buddy.
You want a lap or a bag?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
You want a bag set up or you?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good. Sorry. I'm almost hungry today, man. You name him? Yeah. The choker dog or the rescue of it? How long ago? I don't know. All right, Alex. What kind of medicine do you take on a daily basis? Anything?
None?
No. Okay.
No.
What's that?
Just allergies.
For like seasonal allergies?
Okay. Sorry about that.
This one real quick. What's the blood? What's the shot? You grab the drug box, and then honestly, we're stable as can be. So you probably go routine. What's that? I'm sorry.
I ran into them.
You ran into who?
The man.
Okay. You ran into him how? Thank you.
He already did him. And
With like a fist or?
I grabbed him.
Okay.
It's short.
Okay.
He
So
got my foot.
you were sleeping on the couch in the porch, or sorry, you were sleeping in the porch.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened? Did you hear gunshots or what?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard gunshots. And then saw somebody in your house.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You all good?
We are all good.
Alex, you go to school anywhere?
I guess university.
Which university?
Iowa.
University of Iowa?
Yeah, that one.
Good to go? I'm good to go. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Let me give you some medicine here. Okay. You allergic to anything? That's not that I know of.
Alex, who opened the back door?
I don't know. It may be his. You only saw one guy? Yeah. One gun? Yeah. No bump. What's that, buddy? Oh. Yeah. What's that? I have never been shot, no. Or stabbed. Well, I'm not officially stabbed. Stabbed with a pencil, but that doesn't count. I've been shot with BB guns.
Like he finishes every he answers a question, but after he answers a question, he ends his answer like he's questioning what he's saying. Like his voice goes up. Like he doesn't quite believe what he's saying. Let's speed up a little bit. See how that goes.
Honestly, you saw when I came to the house. Call your sister. Huh? How old is
He asked how old his sister was. Like he doesn't know the answers, and then the guy suggests an answer, and he's just like, yeah.
What's that? That's your heart. Well, it's actually electrical activity. What? Hey, you said it's my heart. Yeah, no, it's not your heart. It's just showing the electrical activity in it. That medicine should start working pretty quick.
After this video, we're gonna end this video for tonight. Okay, we can't hear nothing that they're saying, so we're gonna speed you back up. If there's anything we can hear. Can't hear them. What is the point? Oh my God. He's asking him questions. Obviously, the officer can hear him, but I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
What's that? There's somebody there. Well, that I can't tell you. I'm in there. I wasn't there. There's somebody else there. I don't know about your mom, your sister, or your dad. Okay. I'm here to take care of you and you and the what'd your dad do?
He's retired
From?
computers. Here. He does like IT.
Mama.
Photographer. She's really good. I went to Canada.
Yeah. Awesome. What year did you graduate?
19.
1919?
Yeah.
No, so we long.
Kind of.
I know.
No, it's not good.
What's that?
A long time though.
Seems like it was 1 year and a half ago. About 2 years ago, I guess now.
Yeah. I like to be done.
I didn't go to bed last night. Sleep on the patio well then?
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice out there. Much loud inside.
Yeah.
You like sleeping out there, brother?
Yeah. That's a guy. It hurts.
Any better? That'd be better, I guess. It's not a natural thing to happen.
Yeah,
There's a warm hole in your body. Right?
Oh my god, this is the longest ambulance ride friggin' ever.
Well, I'm out. Feed the animals.
Oh my god. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
You're just in here, thank you.
It's a really nice one.
Pistol or?
Sorry, children.
What is your dad have a gun too, or?
That's this one.
That's it, it's okay.
Real beauty.
Any more than just the 22?
We got a locker full of them.
The locker. Gotcha.
But it's locked, so
Well, that's good.
we lost the keys, so.
Oh, no. When did you lose the key? Like a year ago almost. Just take these off again. That's going to keep your pressure when you get out of here, okay?
Okay.
Still warm up?
Yeah.
115 out of St. Luke's.
You see everybody's goodies here, right? Yeah. These are your goodies, not ours. All right, I think we're ready when you are, sir. Okay. Where are we heading to?
I'm sorry. All right. Well, yeah, I'll be back for that.
Stay with him.
Huh?
Stay with him.
So that
Yeah, he's
Jesus Christ.
all I really got is that him and his dad were supposed to go shooting today. Investigator Lucina. Yes, ma'am. Investigator Denlinger. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, not very discreet with your personal body. Bring you in, your whole backside hanging out. Jeez. Oh. That's something.
Hold on, sorry. This officer, I have something.
There's a pair of bloody underwear in the ambulance. I don't know if you guys got a bag. If you want it. If you want it.
No.
I think he was using it for pressure, maybe, or I don't know.
Hang on a second. 1 second.
Your bloody underwear.
Yeah, he's patted down. There's no firearms.
Good morning.
Hi.
This is Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hi. You okay to see what we're here for?
Yep.
Looks like through and through to me. Looks like they're full on top there.
You just want to stand up here and kind of talk.
Um,
So we can talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Here's 22 on that.
Do
You should be able to
put this in there,
Well,
Now get rid of that.
they've got it
and you put it on top of the glove box right there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Or can you clip it onto Brandon or something?
I don't have a clip. Mine's the basket weave thing.
Oh, so
Just, yeah. It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you knock it over. There's that glove box up there. Nobody should be bumping into that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he took the camera.
Coming out. Okay. What's your name? Alex. Emergency doctor. We deep breath.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Judge.
No,
For
you go.
records purposes, Your Honor, the state has stopped the video at 40 minutes, 35 seconds
Thanks.
into the video. Actual time on the video stamp, 9 minutes, 11 seconds, 36, 9 a.m., 11 minutes, 36 seconds.
All right. And is that it for the video for the time being?
Yes, Judge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you good to keep going? Okay. Those sit in our seats. Why don't we just in your seat, everybody stand up, and we'll take a quick stretch.
Well, we are not good to keep going. We are going to take a little break skis because as you can tell, when my children start to get a little restless, it's when I have to call it quits for a little bit. So they've been in and out a few times, if you can't tell. And I was instructed to feed animals. So, anywho, okay. Well, that was a boring ass ambulance ride. Kid doesn't really seem to know what the hell's going on. It was a tall man. Okay. Now we're going to get back into the whole your brain remembers what it wants to remember. I don't know what I saw. It's selective memory, but also at the same time, I want to know more about the investigation. I think this cop that rode with him already thought he was a suspect. Already. He already thought that. He's like, he could be. Before anything else even happened. He wasn't even buying his intruder story. So, I don't know. It's, we shall see. Give me some more evidence and tell me what I should believe. Okay. We will come back and finish this officer off. Okay, let me talk normal. Finish this officer's testimony, I am sure, and then we'll get into another officer. I don't know who this person is. And then they'll take a lunch break. And then whoever this person is, he's on the stand for a very long time. I wonder if they're the detectives. That would make sense. That might be. And then that's a bloody shirt. And there's some bullets. Oh, no. There might be ballistics. That lady. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out on the next episode of Rush to Judgment with Jessica. And I'm Jessica. So feel free to like and subscribe for more content, and then hit the notifications, and then you'll know when the next video comes out, because it will tell you. It will tell you. It'll say Rush to Judgment, put out a new video. Go watch it. Don't be a brat. So, okay. I'll see you later. See you on the next one. See you later. I need a stay classy YouTube. Not. Okay. Bye.